So this is Michael. He's also an expat working here as an English teacher. And again, I've conned him into answering some questions.
Right.
Asking no questions at all. Alright, so why are you in Russia?
That's a pretty good question.
I know, right?
Yeah, why am I in Russia, right? Well, basically I'm here to work. I got here 5 years ago, and I got here mistakenly. I would say mistakenly, right?
Did you go on the wrong flight?
Yeah, not really. I came on a short contract, and then English Press caught me somehow.
Yes.
And then I've been here since then. I got stuck. Actually, I came here to work with. I had a contract with DHL, Logistics English, and I had to be here for 3 months.
Yeah.
I was from Vietnam, and then I got stuck. That's it.
You just got stuck.
I just got stuck. And I cannot go back. I came here, started working, got married, so somehow I got stuck. But I'm not really satisfied. I'm thinking of leaving, but I mean, now it becomes a bit complicated.
Yeah, absolutely. With your wife being Russian and things.
Yeah, it becomes a bit complicated. But I'm still thinking, that's not the end though. I'm still thinking someday, I mean, I have this contract till the end of the year.
Yeah.
That's May, and I'm still thinking maybe to move. I'm still thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And so you've been here for 5 years. Have you seen any changes in Russia around you in that time?
In terms of work.
Well, not just work. In terms
of society,
yeah.
I see things changing a bit. When I got here 5 years ago, I thought I was somewhere, I don't know, somewhere in Afghanistan or whatever. People were really primitive. I mean, the society was really backward.
Yeah.
Not like what we're used to in the West.
Yeah.
People were kind of, I mean, St. Petersburg, I don't know about the rest of Russia, people were kind of really aggressive, you really feel that, I mean, they're really impolite, not decent. But things are changing a bit somehow. Things are changing, right?
Slowly but surely.
It's slowly but surely, but still not like in the West, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, very, very different to the West. I always feel like I'm on the moon. Okay, and you obviously don't look Russian. Has that ever presented any issues for you?
No. On the contrary, I think that working here for 5 years, it's always been very interesting. I mean, Russians want to know a lot about a black guy, for example. I mean, I understand. I mean, they don't have this culture of living side by side with Africans and all of that. So they want to know who you are, what you eat, what music you listen to, how you sleep, and all of that.
That's because, to an extent, I think it's the same for any expat here, though, as well.
Yeah, there were lots of things.
I'm not sure about you, but I really enjoy lying to the students about Australia.
Oh.
I do this all the time. I just, of course we go to school on kangaroos. Of course we do that.
Kangaroos,
I know, they might not be totally believable lies, but I do enjoy it nonetheless.
Yeah.
And I'll tell so many outrageous ones that they'll slowly just go like, she's serious. It's great. It's really entertaining. Okay, so you've obviously been here for quite a while and had time to acclimatise to an extent. Is there anything that still drives you crazy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Lots of
Where
things.
To start?
Get that right. Lots of things drive me mad in Russia. The very first thing is Russians are, to an extent, Russians are still very, very suspicious when it comes to foreigners. They always believe.
That was quite a Russian thing you're doing.
Right. Russians. I mean, what else? When you get an invitation, I mean, a Russian friend invites you, whatever, and then you say you want to get a steak or something, or you want to eat something different. Now, why don't you go in for this Russian food? I'm like, no, you don't want to eat that. No, why don't you eat it? I'm like, no, I don't want to eat it. Oh,
because it's yucky.
Why do you want to eat it? I'm like, I don't want to eat it. No, you must taste it. It's Russian, whatever. And you feel like, come on, you're pushing me already. I don't want to eat this stuff. And you really feel that someone is like pushing you, and you get that, and you're like, I don't want to eat that stuff. So sometimes I really feel like there's still this element of, you're not really free or whatever. Maybe it's part of their culture, suppressing people, pushing people around.
I don't know, 'cause I guess I've always had the excuse that I'm vegetarian. So if I don't want to try something, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, it's got this in it, I don't eat it. I mean, it's not.
But it's really different from our culture, isn't it? I mean, if I go out with you somewhere, and we go out for dinner, I mean, you're free to choose whatever you want to eat, right?
Yeah.
I'll never ask you, but why do you
Laura,
eat
you
this?
must eat this.
No, I'll never do that. I was like, come on, you're free to eat whatever you want to eat, right? If you say, Michael, I just want to get a cup of tea, that's fine. I'm not going to ask you, why do you want to eat? Why do you want to drink just tea? It's none of my business.
But I mean, is that sort of hospitality wrapped in directness? I mean, I don't find that sort of oppressive or anything like that. I just kind of see it as they're trying to be hospitable, and they're just being obviously a completely Russian approach to it. I don't know. So I've never really found that an issue. I'm slowly discovering doing these talks that I have a completely different experience of Russia to everybody else.
But I've seen what you put on Facebook, right? I know you've seen lots of things out here, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, from the pictures I see on Facebook, I can really tell that you've got this real culture shock. You know, like things are real different. I mean, the
really
hole
different.
next to your home.
That was hilarious, though. I was walking along,
the signpost on the road.
Where's the road? Where does the road go? It's hilarious.
I look at this, like, yeah, you're going through a culture shock here.
Yeah.
Things which maybe you would never see back in your country.
Oh yeah.
But you see
H&S?
here, right?
What's H&S?
I mean, you've got a street and there's a big hole out there. I would say it's a valley or something, you know. Like,
it was a crevasse.
Yeah, so I mean, this is some of the things you find in Russia, which.
Yeah. I mean, every day something blows my mind. I mean, I try just not to let it get to me now. I'm like, you know what? Okay, it'll be fine. I'm just not going to allow it to affect me. But every day I'm like, why is there so much crazy? Okay, and what is there to love about Russia? Other than your wife and kids, obviously.
The only thing I love about Russia, I think.
The only thing.
The only thing. I think the literature or the culture. I mean, literature, I would say. I mean, sometimes I read some of the classics, and that's good.
What do you like about the literature?
It's just that it's a bit wide in terms of. I mean, it opens the eye of a foreigner about life, about the typical life of a Russian. You know, you wouldn't find that in history books or whatever. Yeah. You try to get it from the classics. And some of the problems which we face today, I mean, I think some of those things existed hundreds of years ago, and then you still get those things today. I love their theaters. I've been to Marisky Theater a couple of times. Great. What else? That's it.
Literature.
Yeah, literature.
Well, you can only read literature when you're in the country, I hear.
No, sure. That's the only thing I can say I love about Russian literature. That's it.
Wow. Okay.
I've met a couple of good people though, but they're few. Unfortunately, they're few here. Most of them are like Russians.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I've been traveling for quite a long time, and my normal approach when I get to a new place or a new country is to just say yes to everything and be as friendly to everyone as I possibly can.
Right.
And it sort of reaches the 3-month mark, and I go, you know what? You're much of you dickheads. You can just go away. I do not need you in my life.
Yeah.
And it's definitely been the same in Russia. I mean, yeah, there's a couple of good people I've met, but I don't have any male friends here, like any Russian male friends at all. I just cannot find common ground.
But they're different. I mean, just get this right. I mean, male friends, you know, in the West. I mean, they're absolutely different out here. I mean, Russian men are different.
Yeah, they're so different. I've written about it, I've ranted about it at length. I will say. Yeah, and I mean, I guess, like, more than anything else, I mean, more than food which tastes nice and doesn't have freaking dill in it, that's probably the thing that I find hugely different here. Because I mean, normally I guess sailing and snowboarding, a lot of my friends in Australia are guys. And here I never get to speak to men. And if I do, I'm sort of treated as a lesser being in a lot of ways.
Yeah, Russians have got that. Right?
And it's just, I don't know, I really miss being able to have intelligent conversation with guys. I really miss that. Russians or even stupid conversation with guys. Any conversation.
Russians have got this attitude of treating women as a lesser sex. It's difficult to say that that's true. You feel a bit uncomfortable most of the time when you're like,
absolutely.
Shut up, you're a lady. I'm like, gosh.
Yeah, or it's like occasionally you'll say something and they're like, oh, listen to her, she's got opinions. It's so cute.
Oh, you've got a point on it.
Yeah, it's very condescending.
You feel it's wrong, you know. I mean, for Russians it's okay. You know?
Yeah, for them it's okay, but I don't know. I mean, and I guess with the exposure to sort of Western films and stuff like that, you'd think that things like that would be changing. But I mean, it's the same kind of stuff I hear from my kids. They're still
Well,
spouting
yeah, I
in.
think I read a couple of paragraphs from an Asa Richard kid wrote to you once.
Yeah.
Oh, like,
I know.
gosh.
I know.
I think the question was something different, and then this kid started writing about, I don't know.
Why he should have done his homework.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, I was like, what's the link? I mean,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
It's not to be ragey. So actually, I mean, most of my groups are very conservative, but I did get one of my groups to argue the other week. I got them to have a debate that men should be men and women should be women.
Ah.
And I mean, there were students in the class. I mean, I put them in separate groups because I knew some students were not going to be able to disagree with the topic.
Right.
Because they just couldn't see past sort of their prejudices. But then the students who were willing to treat it as a normal debate, well, you have to view both sides, did such a good job. I mean, they wiped the floor. So, I mean, I guess there is sort of an element of critical thinking slipping in slowly. But there are some strong prejudices, definitely. Okay, and last question, because we do have to go teach in a second.
Right, yeah.
If you could go back in time and give yourself advice about Russia before coming here or when coming here or about coming here, what advice would you give yourself?
I think if I heard that opportunity, I would advise myself to be here for maximum 1 year. 5 years is a bit too much. I've had enough. I mean, I'm really tired. I mean, tired morally.
Yeah,
I mean,
emotionally, I already after 9 months, I'm just like, I'm destroyed.
Working here, I am really tired. I see things go wrong every day, and sometimes you understand that it's a different way of thinking. I mean,
Yeah,
they
it
have
really
a
is.
different way of thinking. So, yeah, I would have given myself 1 year, not 5.
But you still would have come though.
Yeah, for an experience,
Okay.
just to have a look at the country and try to understand. Because I mean, it's like a black box out there.
It really
like,
is.
nobody knows much about Russia. You know, like yeah. So you want to see what's inside, and I would say one academic year, that's fine.
Yeah.
And hopefully someday I'll be out of here.
Hopefully someday you will escape. Alright, awesome. Well, I think that's all my questions because yeah, we have to work now.
Yeah, we have to go back to work. Those listening to us, I mean, Russia's a nice place, but don't overdo it.
Yeah.
Just be here for maximum one academic year.
And study or holiday, don't work.
Right. I mean, they're different. They're different.